Hey guys, Rich here, this is Brick Scene. Today I've got a review on something a little bit different. Something I must admit that I wouldn't normally pick up, certainly theme-wise. But this one screams nostalgia. So once again, a big thanks to our friends at Toyco for supplying our sets for review. It's of course the 3-in-1 Creator Pirate Ship, set number 31109, 1,264 pieces. It's $159.99 New Zealand dollars. Look, we'll do a quick build and then we'll get into the review. So let's take a look at this thing. Look, it's pretty cool. You know, the overall shape, it's a great looking pirate ship. It's a great size actually. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. Must admit, when I saw the box though, I knew it was going to be a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be initially when I saw the original media release pictures. The glaring thing sticking out, of course, is those brick built sails. We don't have cloth sails. That'll be to aid the second and third builds. You know, having the cloth sails, I think they'd probably be pretty hard to create a second and third build without creating some sort of shelter in a second boat of some description. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I'm not too worried about having these brick built sails. It's a little bit different as well. The build itself, very easy, as it is with these Creator 3-in-1 type builds. We'll look at the center section of the hull first, then move into the captain's quarters around the back, then up and over the sails and into the front section. That's pretty much the way that you build the model, so we'll do it like that. So the first thing sticking out down here, of course, is those two cannons. You only get two with it. You don't get four, even though you've got the 4 portholes there. You've got plenty of ammunition sitting in there too. You've got 8 of those barrel pieces that you can stick in there and flick out. You've got a plank there. Every good pirate ship has a plank, and of course you can see the bottom of those rigging pieces as well, which I'll get onto when we look at the masts and the sails themselves. Again, a nice use of pieces in here actually. We've got a completely brick built hull, no big plastic single pieces in there, you know, that you get with quite a lot of those boats. So it's not going to float, of course. It's certainly not going to float. I like the use of those black curved slope pieces coming up there to sort of go into those built up areas of the boat. It's just a nice looking piece. Plenty of room on board as well. You could probably get a good 15-20 minifigs on there if you really wanted. I'm liking the use of the red and yellow along there, but there's a lot of that pearl gold color. A lot actually, a lot. So starting at the rear, up the top of the captain's quarters area here, of course you've got the ship's wheel coming over to some sort of flag hanging off the back there. I see it as a bit of a skull design with some sort of patch. I don't know, it looks very sort of cartoonish, very cool. I do quite like it. You've got a couple of lamps there as well. Coming down you've got the red with the gold, pearl gold windows. Into that green, and of course a rudder down the bottom there as well. Look, that hull, like I say, is all completely brick built. It is pretty cool. I do quite like the look of it. So coming around to this side of the boat, I just thought I'd take a quick peek down into the hull. You can see the 2 cannons in there, as well as a barrel piece and some of those ammunition barrel bricks. The other thing I just want to mention is there is access into the rear here. It's a bit fiddly because it bangs onto this, but hey, nothing too major. You can pull it out of the way to get it all the way open. So looking directly into the captain's quarters here, you can see he's got a chair, pearl gold mug, and a map probably showing the direction to some sort of treasure or something like that. Not a whole lot of room in there, but enough to get a couple of minifigs standing and one sitting down. So while we're around this side, I just thought I'd show you the back end of those sails and how the masts have been built. If you go up there, it's all Technic pieces, and if you those rigging pieces I mentioned earlier, once you snap those on, this thing becomes really solid, really tight. It's really well done. But going up there you can see how those sails are, but look, it's not too pretty from this side, I must say. If you're sort of looking to display it, this is not the side you're going to be displaying those sails, but as you can see, all fairly simple sort of Technic stuff all the way up. You've got your little lookout up there and a couple of little black flags at the top. Simple, but very sturdy, and they had to be, I guess, given that the sails were not cloth. They're quite heavy in comparison, being brick built. But no, well done, and like I say, very sturdy because of those rigging pieces. So here's the front of those brick built sails, and you can see there that skull and crossbones they've got on there. Look, it's just really clever. They've managed to get the shape of them as if they're sort of puffed out a bit by the wind. I think it's done really well. Again, just looking at the shape of them there, you can see the sort of like as if they've been puffed out by the wind or pushed out by the breeze pushing the boat along. So now looking at this front section, you've got a crank that's obviously going over to the anchor. I'm really liking that shape coming down that curved slope like I was mentioning earlier, and the black coming around to the railing there, all propped up by those pearl gold pieces. And then of course you've got that little mermaid out the front as well. I think that's really, really well done, and it just suits the nature of this completely brick built boat rather than use a minifig to do that, which they have done on previous, especially the Black Seas Barracuda I'm thinking of, but I do quite like the brick built one just for something a little bit different. But again, you can see the shape of that hull there is just a really, really well done model, and something a little bit different for these Creator 3-in-1 themes. I'm actually really, really liking it. So this set comes with 4 minifigs, starting up with our captain. He's got his hat with his skull and crossbones and that white feather coming up the top. He's got his eye patch, angry looking face, looks like he's missing a couple of teeth there as well. He's got a pearl gold epaulette there, a torch, cutlass, peg leg. I'm liking that strap on the torso there with the buckle and the open jacket. It's pretty cool looking fig there. Moving over to his crew members, similar sort of thing going on with the torso with this one with the open jacket and the red and white striped shirt. Plain legs, no printing on the legs. Angry sort of looking face, I guess. He also has his cutlass in hand. This guy here looks like a bit of a junior member. He looks pretty happy to be there, to be honest. He's got his red bandana hat going on. He's also got a pistol, some sort of torch going on there as well. I'm liking his vest, red and white striped vest with a rope belt. Plain brown legs there, no printing on the legs with this one neither. And then of course we've got our bog standard skeleton. I quite like these skeletons though, they do look pretty cool, and I do quite like that they've added this. It would have been nice to see some more minifigs with this set, but Creator 3-in-1, you don't really get too many minifigs with them, so I can't be too upset with that. Now the first of the brick built animals, I'm guessing this is the pirate captain's parrot. Really, really simple, really basic, but effective. Looks pretty cool sitting on there. Quite like it, quite like it. And the second of the brick built animals is quite possibly the happiest shark you will ever see. This guy looks absolutely stoked to be there. But I really, really like the way they've designed this. It's quite obviously a shark, you know, with the open mouth and the use of that red in there and those pieces with the teeth. It's just those eyes. Those eyes just make it look happy. Mind you, if you turned it upside down, those eyes, it would probably look angry. Yeah, that's more angry shark, isn't it? That's pretty angry looking now. I think I'll leave him like that. That looks a bit more shark-like. So look, final conclusion on this one. I think it's been a great build. I think, you know, the fact that everything is completely brick built is something different for these. You know, you haven't got the cloth sails, you haven't got the big hull pieces that you normally get with these types of sets. There's some really, really nice details. We probably haven't gone over all of them, of course, but I like it. You know, having some cloth sails would have made it look kind of cool, but I do appreciate the brick built sails. I'm happy with that. More minifigs would have been great, but this is a Creator 3-in-1 set, so they don't tend to get that many minifigs with it. I'm liking the brick built animals. I will get into building the second and third models as well, so I may post another review of those. But overall, I am happy with this ship. It's going to look great on display. It's going to look great next to I've got an old Black Seas Barracuda that I'm just waiting on a set of sails for. I'm going to build that soon. And of course, there's that Pirates of Barracuda Bay that's come out too. So, you know, there's going to be a few ships on display soon, hopefully behind me. But awesome stuff. So look, once again, big thanks to my friends at Toyco for supplying this to us. I will probably give this away very soon on one of our live streams, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking this out. Subscribe, like, all those cool things. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.